Here's a question it's a derivative question, but it's going to require implicit differentiation, as you can see. It's not a function of x. So we're just going to carefully do that. Every time you see a y, remember the derivative of y with respect to x is dy dx or just y prime. So here we go. The left-hand side, the derivative of the natural log of y is, well, for natural log, it's u prime over u. So it's y prime over y. The derivative of y over y. Arctan of x squared, there's no y in that, so you just follow the formula for arctan, which would be u prime. So since u is x squared, we have 2x over 1 plus u squared. So 1 plus x squared squared, which is x to the fourth, plus the derivative of xy. Don't forget you have to follow the rules of differentiation, and this is a product. So I'm going to follow the product rule for this. It's the first times the derivative of the second, which is the derivative of y prime, plus the second, which is y, times the derivative of the first, which is x, which is 1. So there you go. So the only thing I have left to do is I need to solve for y prime. And normally that is just getting all the y primes on one side and factoring it out. It still is that, but when you have a natural log, sometimes you'll get this mess here. We have y prime over y. I don't really want that. So I'm going to get rid of the y on the denominator just by multiplying everything by y. So it's both sides by y, which because of distribution property or distributive property, it's everything. So multiply that by y, multiply that by y, multiply this by y, and finally the last one by y. So now I can get all my y primes on one side, like I always do in implicit differentiation. So that's that. And then the next two steps are going to be to factor out y prime and then divide. So I'm going to factor out my y prime. And then divide. Thing is, if you just divide it, I'm going to have this huge complex fraction. So I'm going to look at it this way. I'm going to, instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply by 1 over 1 minus xy. So instead of dividing it, I'm going to multiply by this, just because that will eliminate the big complex fraction that's going to happen. So now you could distribute this part of the denominator into this denominator and put this y over that. I'm not going to. So if it's a multiple choice question, you're just going to have to figure out which one agrees with that. But that's y prime. And that's it.